regardless.
Yeah.
Building. That hasn't been there for quite some time. I know. We haven't seen one of those for quite some time.
Oh, we've been fucking running.
Things
Well,
are
with the
real
increase in
crazy
traffic,
now.
we should be getting closer to Adwick, I would believe.
Hopefully.
Thank goodness we didn't see anything on the way here. Could have been real bad.
Yes. Least of all Imperial Scouts.
Don't talk about Imperials. I don't want to hear anything about them.
Especially
Well,
after
you saw the
seeing
state of
the
Oakenbrook.
Eastern Front.
It probably won't
Yeah.
last too much longer regardless.
No, it won't.
It took them that long
Hopefully
to get
the
just the
wolves
eastern
can hold
half.
out, but you never know.
Ugh.
Well, if we lose Oakenbrook, we lose the southern part of the front.
Oh, we also lose Barley Roll. And that's not even doing any better. When we
Mm.
came
All
by.
the damnable works.
With our fucked up
Man.
works over there, yes.
Only the wolves guarding the west? Oh,
Yes,
I don't
wolves
see
are
it
the only
lasting
ones guarding
longer.
the western half.
It does not seem very good for our land if wolves are guarding the eastern front, not the western front. The west would be towards Gradia.
No reason to
Where the
really...
hell are the western houses?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't even think
Well,
I even
all I
know
know
any
is
about
you-
them.
I mean, there's Swale, there's Hartford, there's Godfrey.
I only know Godfrey, and that's it.
Well, I only know Swale because they have the biggest silver mine in all of Arrowland.
Well, I'm not a
Do
miner.
they?
Something
I
like
just
that.
know.
Well,
Uh,
silver isn't exactly very useful if you have nothing to spend it on.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, the news is like anything else. Violet Roll's gone to shit.
no.
Oakenbrook is falling.
Ambershire's still
Barley
hopefully
Roll's gone.
standing.
Ambershire, I think,
Any
is
news
standing.
from
I don't know.
Ambershire?
No
I don't
idea.
know anything.
No idea.
Ah,
Perhaps someone in this castle will know.
well, I doubt we'll be able to get into the castle, but you know.
Well, granted, it
The city proper.
depends.
Also,
the
I
city
may have
proper.
forgotten to enable my major edge. Whoops.
Oh,
Uh.
oh no.
You probably should have done that.
You should enable it.
That's fine, I'll go back later.
Uh,
Greetings.
No, not really.
Not particularly. Though it is nice to get out back into nature sometimes, the city life can be overbearing.
Especially
I
when
don't
you
even know if
have
we'll be able to get in.
people in that full piss-colored plate coming over the walls.
I just hope there's some decent food
You know,
here.
you would think they'd
Ugh.
like color it something different.
I think they were trying to go with what gold is, but they failed at
human
that.
design, though. Seems
Oh,
that we're
man, look at all
finally
those
here.
tents.
Oh,
Yes.
It doesn't look any better here than it did back in Oakenbrook.
No,
Well,
no, it didn't.
minus the holes in the walls.
And the
I mean,
catapults
there's no
flying, the
Imperials around,
arrows.
so that's
I'll
a
take that over anything.
nice
That is
change.
a plus.
Ugh.
I wonder how bad the food shortage is here.
Oh god.
Well,
there was
it
barely
might be
anything at
bad,
all
I
in
am not
Oakenbrook.
sure.
Ugh.
Clearly,
What
we're not
in
the
the
first
fuck
ones
is
to
that?
arrive here.
What?
The fuck is that?
What? What do you see?
Look over to the left. The fuck is that?
Huh.
Huh?
The fuck is that?
Oh.
That's interesting.
What
I've never
the
seen
fuck?
something like that
Oh,
before.
I don't know.
Huh?
if
It
I'll
looks
get
like
that
a
anymore.
walking corpse.
You know what? Oh,
Oh.
Hmm.
it's blue.
Is that a-
I don't
Well,
know
there's
what the
always
fuck.
time to
It
investigate
is.
later.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, I want to try to
Uh.
get into the walls at least.
Hmm.
I know I have something on me, at least.
I think I got a little.
Otherwise, I was able to grab before I left.
Does that thing have fins? Is it a fish?
That's
Looks like
weird.
a fish.
Is that a
Is it a
fish? It's on 2 feet.
Maybe it's a bird.
I don't think so.
It's a 2-foot walking fish.
Maybe it's
I
a
think it's
bird.
I think the word you're
taller
looking
than
for is
2
two-legged.
feet.
Two-legged up.
And
Yeah.
once this is over, I can go back to what I need to do.
Sorry. Excuse me, lads. Morning to you.
Huh. Good morning.
Mm.
And there's a lot of refugees here. Fuck.
That there is. That there is.
I think I have enough to get something at the tavern.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I need something.
Hopefully.
Maybe I have some food.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Tax is 15.
Gate
Morning.
tax.
Oh. Yes, I
15.
heard it was
15.
gate taxed.
Maybe.
Think.
Do you know how much food is at the tavern?
Almost everything I have.
Or not. Prices change.
Food there.
Mm.
I mean, it's better than Oakenbrook. I can't complain.
Yeah. Better than Oakenbrook.
Well, you guys go on ahead. I'm going to see what's outside first before I come inside.
Right.
Very well.
You have a good one. It was nice seeing
What
you.
the fuck is that?
It's the bird, right?
Right, show some
Oh.
respect.
No,
that.
folks.
It's just a man in armor, right?
Give the other one to Arn, is it?
But you're missing an arm.
He's missing
Right.
an arm and.
Show some
must be-
respect to those you do not understand.
Sorry, we've been in Oakenbrook for the entire
Oh, we
siege.
talked. We talked.
Oh.
Oh, we talked.
Oh. Is that
There's a hole in his
Oh,
chest and he has a
oh.
Chest
What?
flame.
There's
Fuck
fire.
is that?
That's interesting.
Wait, I'm not even drunk.
You know, the first thing.
You mean it
Granted,
happens
it's
often?
better to.
I mean, it would happen often.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Let's get some food.
I'm done. I'm going.
You know what? Let's go to the tavern. Let's go. I'm
really
hungry.
want a drink.
After
She's
big.
Putting all the guards are breathing down her
Oh.
neck because we're
She's
climbing on
tall.
boxes
She
and things.
may be really tall, but she's like
Because I
normal
can't
with
see
everything. She's
I
obviously
know.
from
I
the
mean,
normal.
compared to her, she's as tall as the
Compared to-
stall.
But as long as my tuchus is on the
Okay,
wall.
compared to those two, yeah.
That's
No.
normal.
That's
Maybe
more
it's-
normal, I think.
All right, look. After Oakenbrook,
Hmm.
I just need a drink.
Yeah.
I
A
really
drink
Yeah,
would be nice.
Oakenbrook's going to shit.
you boys
I
from
need a drink.
Oakenbrook then?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's left of
Ah.
it?
Yeah,
Mm.
what's left of it?
It's been a wild ride.
That's how things are going then, huh?
Well, the
yeah,
eastern half of the
the,
river side of the city is gone.
Mm.
Yeah, the Empire took it, and the wolves are
took
holding
it.
the west. But
We got out as soon
Barely.
as we could.
Yeah.
look, it was looking pretty bad, so we booked it.
Yeah, we got out.
Obviously, it's no better here.
It's not... Well, there's no Imperials.
No catapults. No catapults.
There's no.
If a DM could take a couple NPCs and populate the village a little bit, we have a new character heading over there, get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Oh, Imperials.
Thank you.
I need
Mm.
4 volunteers, including any regulars that would be in the village to go to this.
Still,
Oh.
holy shit, she's big.
Right?
Hello. Most likely.
You're real
Just
pretty.
keep repeating
Actually,
it
already
to
seems to
myself.
be a couple.
We
We 2
just
more,
don't
please.
really
Thank
see
you.
people
Mhm.
your size in Oakenbrook.
Uh,
You don't see many people
lad's
like
got
me
some
anywhere.
coin with you.
No.
We barely have some.
We,
have enough
we
to
barely
get
have
something to
some
eat.
to get into this
Mm.
city, so.
Oh, no Imperials.
Good luck buying drinks then.
Oh.
Well, trying to go for
Short
food.
supply.
No Imperials.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
Good luck on that then.
Uh, ah,
And that's good. Thank you, NPC.
thank God.
Imperials.
Something to eat.
Alright.
I don't want to walk out from Oakenbrook again anytime soon.
string that I have can be quite
Oh.
Sure, I'll take over.
Imperials. Right, I'll just.
I can tie from
Oh.
Yes. How about everyone else?
Loretta, nothing for you, right?
Captain, as it stands currently,
Handling what Loretta.
everything that's within
Sure.
the scribery is being investigated, and when
What
the
can I get you?
investigation is
Hello.
concluded,
What? Imperials.
he will get his things perhaps by the end of the
There's
day.
no Imperials here, man.
Sorry. We just
Alright,
came from
this is from
Oakenbrook.
Osgood.
What can I get you? No, I hear a sight. Just something to drink, please.
Have you tried?
Something to eat for me.
Food,
It's been a
please.
long walk
Okay.
from Oakenbrook.
And for you?
Food, please. Anything you have.
Food. Okay.
By the way, Loretta,
Stew.
if you really do need something,
Water.
come
The
on.
stews, just want to let you know,
Come
are
on.
25 copper
Where's
per.
this?
Water is
Where's
10
this?
copper.
I have something more.
So just letting you know ahead of
I just
time
can't give it
before I,
everyone.
bring up.
I don't think I have enough.
Just get me an ale.
You have anything cheaper?
Water
shit, man.
So it's up to you if you want
Water
this
is
to or
10
that.
copper.
Oh.
When water is
talk to the
cheaper
owner in a
than
bit.
the alcohol, you know something's wrong.
Alright.
Oh.
Ale is 15. Water is 10. Stew
Oh.
is 25. Just letting you know ahead of time. So
Well,
water's
If
still
that's
the
right.
case.
Ale.
No, he wants a water. I want an ale. I need
I'll
a
take an
Water,
ale
ale.
then.
Okay. Water, ale.
And
Sure.
you're sure boosting
You too.
Regulated.
What do you need?
Still in the water.
Alright.
Stew and water. Okay.
I
so that's
had a
35.
stew.
Just a stew for you. 25. Okay. Okay.
Well, keep well,
Gotcha.
Loretta. And I do need to talk to you.
So
about
you came from
some.
you came from
Yes, we
Oakenbrook?
came
news
from
that,
Oakenbrook, and
Yeah.
today.
it's not doing
It's
well.
not good.
No.
It's gonna be
not
falling
good.
probably today.
That's not.
what can I
The
get you?
Imperials have already taken the eastern half of the city.
Not today, but water.
I mean, it's only wolves holding the west side.
It's only Iron Wolves holding the western half of the city.
I mean, they're holding,
Yellow
but I
half,
don't know how long.
separated by the river,
It's not
controlled by the
good.
Imperials.
I see.
It's really not good.
Everyone.
It's gone to shit.
Oh.
God, I was so not good.
Who knows how much will
That's the
last?
first time I've heard
Water,
word out of
ale's
Oakenbrook,
coming up.
honestly.
Well,
Water for you.
They've been trying to
Thank you.
hold. It's just
Okay. Give me a moment.
just went to shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no Aerolandi troops there. It's just wolves.
Yeah, there's no Ireland.
How long are they gonna?
Well, Irelandy
How long are
man.
they gonna?
From-
How long are they gonna stay?
That's-
As long as the
I mean, they're
coin's
being
there.
paid.
What if that happens when that runs out?
I don't
Yeah, but
know.
what happens when that runs out?
Ale?
There would be some
We did see.
there at
Wait,
least.
we did see those Iron Wolves.
Sorry, hold
We
on.
did see those Iron Wolves coming
Here's water.
along the
Okay, yeah,
road.
Yeah,
didn't we?
but they're
Towards Oakenbrook.
yeah, but they're barely holding.
They're only
I know they even
mercenaries.
sent more.
What can
Yeah,
mercenaries
and
do
those
against the
reinforcements are
Imperials?
barely holding.
I think that should work. That's fair.
Sorry.
One of the-
It's gonna be 10. I believe going on the counter or.
Alright.
Oh,
Is everyone else attended
Here you
to?
go.
I'm gonna assume this is mine.
We need a stew. Stew and stew.
Stew.
Water.
How can you afford stew? Never mind.
They just arrived
Look,
from Oakenbrook.
we
I'm
barely
assuming.
have
can you
anything
argue
to
with
our
that?
name.
Yeah.
Ale's gonna be 15.
How can you afford stew?
A stew here as well.
It's 25.
35 copper.
Thank you.
35 copper. 35.
Thank you.
Here's 25.
I'm just happy.
Thank you.
There's no, the ground isn't shaking as much. It's quite pleasant,
Right, there's no balls of fire coming down from the sky.
right?
Stew.
Yes.
25.
25 copper.
But at least we made it. I bet not a lot of people can say
They
that.
all get moved to the north, or has it just been assumed they've been holding it down there?
I see.
We're barely holding.
No,
Yeah.
Godfrey went.
Hmm.
Where the fuck he went?
Nothing.
That was pleasant.
Mumbling between ourselves.
Stew.
Hmm.
25.
I already paid it.
Is all hot water here?
Ooh.
He did. He paid him.
Hot water, correct?
Paid it to the Elfie over there.
Yes. Hot water.
When was the last time
You
Irelandians
said
were
stew
there?
too?
I don't know. I can't
When you
remember.
were alive, I think like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Maybe.
I need
It's
4
hard to
people to
say.
play Iron Wolves. 4 people to play Iron Wolves. Volunteers.
I guess I'm gonna go try to find
I need
something.
3 more.
Kelso,
Dirch will be right there.
I'm already at the Iron Wolf HQ as well if you need me.
While you're down there. Just switch
All of you turn into Iron Wolves and go to the HQ.
Maybe I think
Hangover.
There's a sack in the corner.
Well, farms could probably use some help.
You know, it's better than
Oh.
I'll see you about there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with him. Enjoy your meal. Ooh.
Is Clock here?
I'm already at the HQ.
Do we have the boy with the banner?
The boy's on the map.
Wait, do y'all need more Iron Wolves or no?
Spectacular.
Where are we going?
Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
If you are here, I could use a couple paladins to go to the church.
Okay. Where's the paladins?
Heading to the church.
Prelate, your meeting will happen shortly. Be at your church.
There's the paladins.
What tab is Paladin under?
Neutral fighter. No, Airlandi soldiers. Airlandi soldiers.
Airlandi.
Do we have enough paladins, bro?
Airlandi.
If you need to clone off me, you can.
Let me swap into it to make your life easier.
Prelate, you're about to have paladins of the church in a meeting shortly.
Okay, that's a weird idea.
Which one's the HQ again?
I believe.
Spawn by the Iron Wolves, by the scribery.
Yeah, by the
Spawn by
scribery.
there.
That is the Iron Wolves. Church is up there.
Okay, that's a weird
Effect. Okay.
Trying to
Don't
get.
are we headed?
Sloth. There you
don't
go. It popped
respawn
out.
in. Are we in here or at the church right now?
Paladins go to the church. With the
So-
prelate.
Yeah.
When we're there,
All right, guys. I gotta let you know. If you are to respawn, do not do it in the church.
Okay.
Because you will get the fucking after effect shit that's going on in here into the spawn room.
Okay.
All the lighting and whatnot, it will transpire into the spawn room and whatnot.
Okay.
Alright, are we waiting for the prelate? What are we doing?
We're waiting for the prelay. We're all just find a spot in here. I'm gonna be right here. Hell, some of you can be praying if you want.
Morning, lads. She's meeting with the brewmaster. Something minor, I assume.
Oh. Damn it. Again? VRChat, what are you doing to me? I'm gonna have to fucking restart. Fuck's sakes. Oh my god. This is unfortunate. I keep timing out. I wonder what's fucking crashing me. Something's doing it. Something is crashing me. And I don't know what. All that is like closed. I don't know what's doing it. This is frustrating. That's what I forgot to do. Oh, it's initializing. It's gonna take a minute. Because the map's fucking huge. It hasn't even been an hour, and this has happened twice now. Fuck's sakes. I wonder what's fucking me up right now. Bet you $5 it's the internet being used up by other places. Okay.
Tragedy. Alright, a poor soul makes his way in the walls for opportunity and finds another dead end, only to crawl up and die in it. It's a shame. I read him as, well, I gave him the rights of Mithrax. Hopefully he finds
I'm
safe
pleased to
journeys
hear
to
it.
his next life.
I did send out Brother Faustus with one of the local merchants, Wolvai, a young elven woman. Hopefully she can acquire food. I instructed her to acquire reagents, things for potions. Hopefully she returns safely. She doesn't seem like someone who is trained to fight. And so I sent Brother Faustus with her. He is rather competent, even if he has a tendency to gossip. But I suppose we all have our flaws.
Indeed. I cannot agree.
Perhaps you will find good company in the merchant and as he travels. Something to talk about. One who is well traveled and one who likes to talk.
True. Although Faustus does like to talk a little too much. There was several days where he was attending me as a bodyguard, and they were very long days.
To stay within optimism's range, if we return to barley roll and hopefully are successful, it'll definitely add more to your image, Prelate. After all, it is a debate whether or not you're worthy of the bishop's role. While I personally believe you are, the others will not be swayed so easily. Clearly.
I'm not so much concerned as to my image, Koskar. I am more concerned that the people are able to be fed.
Alright. But
If the farms are reclaimed as well. True, but if the farms are reclaimed, it may also alleviate the number of refugees at the gates. Some of them may return to Balderol to
True
work.
enough. those farmsteads could certainly use workers on them. Maybe some of those farmsteads have been burnt. Could be a year, perhaps 2 or 3 before they're fully operational again.
Maybe, but burnt soil is usually rich soil. Things will be growing out of there in no time if they get proper care. We just need smarter people
I certainly
working
hope
those
you're
farms.
right on that.
Alright. It's a
Well,
common
if
thing
what
you
we're
gotta know
seeing
as a
coming out of
farmhand.
the... If what we're seeing coming out of the scribery is anything to tell us, intelligence is not very widespread as of late.
Pardon my words, Bellet, but sometimes I believe intelligence is wasted on the foolish. Perhaps that makes sense.
You're certainly right in that.
But like you said, no one's perfect. Even the wisest ones make mistakes, big or small.
Mistakes are normally how we gain wisdom. Most certainly the fastest way.
The sound of plate can be heard approaching the door from the windows outside. Quite a few of them, indeed.
Do you believe that is our visitor?
Perhaps.
We should greet them amicably.
Two kinds of people were in place other than
Is this a safe
ourselves in
space
this
to roll?
city. Good
Just
morning,
about to get
my
the
lord.
prelate. It is good to see you all this morning. Thank you very much for the invitation.
I am certainly
Hope
pleased
the
that you are
morning
here,
finds
my
you
lord.
well.
You are, Abbot Martino, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Martino Abatangelo, a pleasure to meet you.
I've heard about your work here inside of the capital. Recently coming from, what was that swampy town to the far east?
Mosley.
Mosley, yes. I heard you were dealing with a, I don't want to call it a pandemic, but a sickness that was there. I heard you
Spreading
dealt with it
illness,
well.
yes. Yes, the treatment and the medicine I made while I was there was enough to abate the fever slowly.
As a connoisseur of alcohols,
Zeke, tell me he needs to get this boy somewhere safe immediately.
the way that you go about solving your problems. No doubt it actually works and quite well.
Yes, they have proven effective throughout the time I've used them. Not too long ago as well, there was a man who was injured in Adwick, was able to administer some brew that helps with wounds. Riker, the stonemason.
Yes, I've heard about
Ask him
Riker
if he has
as
a
well.
house or anywhere that he can keep him that's out of
Fixing
sight.
the forge in Adwick. The Iron Wolves have seen fit to pay for the construction. So I'm well acquainted with the
So
boy.
that's who's funding the project.
A sound
I have
investment.
It's
seen
not
some...
something we speak about out in the open. We do not want credit, but yes, the estate has put money into it.
Certainly something that is needed within the city, given the unfortunate circumstances behind its destruction.
I would say, no matter where you stand on the totem pole of wealth, that the status of Ireland and the way that the war is going should be everybody's problem. But unfortunately, it would seem there are still too many that are stuck up between the stones, so to speak, that are
Urge
not
him,
affected
Zeke.
by the famine and the people and the war itself for them to take notice. That's
I
one
need
of
2
the
volunteers to be peasants going to the four
positives
quarters.
of
In the
owning a
four quarters
mercenary
specifically.
company, as I know what's going on the war front, and it's not pretty.
Yes, I had heard rumors that many of your mercenaries are in Oakenbrook.
It's not really a secret anymore, I suppose. No, well, yes. Most, no, all of the men that are in Oakenbrook currently are my Iron Wolves. I am loath to report that the entirety of the original garrison, or any of the soldiers that were paid by the state that were there, have all perished. The latest report coming out of Oakenbrook this morning, heard by some refugees, no less. Have you ever been to Oakenbrook, Prelate?
Once or twice, but it's been several years since I was there.
Well, the layout is still the same. It is on a river, and you have the eastern side of the town on the east side of the river, and the western side of the town on the western side of the river, with a drawbridge in between. The news that came forward today was that the Imperials unfortunately have pushed the wolves back in a definitive attack, and have taken their side of the river. Oakenbrook is half lost currently.
That's certainly a problem.
On top of that, that is where my siege equipment was. Catapults. I'd managed to just get them on the walls and were
Again, I
attacking
need
their
2
siege
volunteers to be
encampments
peasants in poor quarters. State your
when they
name.
launched a surprise attack with beasts that scaled the walls, skipping the ladders in their entirety. I do not know much more than that.
Souls can be
Was
one.
there a description of these
Okay,
beasts?
souls come.
Well, they are, from what I understand, the same things that have
Megalomania
appeared
can
in
be
the
one.
east before around Ledford.
Just finish my
They
thing.
Perfect.
are referred to
That's
as
it.
servants of Ash. I'm sure you've heard of them
Yes.
by now.
Not just heard. I have been shown a decapitated head of one of these beasts.
Hmm.
From what I do know of them, it seems they were once elves.
Once elves? Ah. They didn't sound or look like elves in Ledford, so that would be quite a surprise to myself. But enough about my ramblings. You had insinuated there was something that you needed to speak to me about.
Indeed. How much are you aware of this situation currently at Barleyroll?
Far more than I would like to be. I receive reports almost daily. Unfortunately, I've had to pull out almost the entirety of my wolves. After that blunder on the east by Lord Godfrey and the esteemed King Gavis, I lost a majority of my companies covering the Aralandi retreat. So, I cannot spread as thin as I used to, regardless of the payments. Barleyrow is currently held by, if I remember correctly, Yao Min She and her personal retinues. Otherwise, it is entirely
what
undefended.
is left of them.
Hmm.
Yes, myself and my paladins were there fairly recently until we gathered word of what had been happening here in Erdwick. I'm sure you're familiar with what the previous guard captain Dario had been up to.
Ah, yes, the butcher. Unfortunately, I was made quite privy. I had heard some time later that there was food being brought together in that district by a group called the Brass Skulls. I didn't know too much about them, but I did know that despite their colourful actions and some of the acts they committed, as horrendous as they were, there was still around 300 to 400 people who had maces and knew how to use them. I tried pleading with the courts to put out an incentive program to allow them to join the military and be absolved of their crimes. Now, naturally, usually that wouldn't be a good idea, because once a criminal, some people are always a criminal. But that would be
Given the
hypocritical
current
of me to go by.
circumstances, certainly a
yes.
decent idea, my lord.
Well, I was laughed at like I was a fool, and unfortunately this never came to fruition, so bygones are bygones, they are dead. There is not much to be done of it. But yes, I heard of the butcher's actions.
I can certainly tell you the situation in Ballyroll is more dire than anyone anticipates here in Erdwick. Many of those farmsteads have already been burnt. And there are not dozens of orcs that we would initially led to believe, but several hundred. Many, if not all of them, have been pushed out of the Badaria forest. They are somewhat organized as well. I caught a glimpse of the one leading them this orc warlord by name of Arkoth. It seems one of the local surgeons is some history with this orc.
Really?
A man by the name of Soma.
History with an orc? Are they friends?
From what Soma has claimed to me, this orc led a raiding party on his village. And Soma personally took the eye of this orc war boss, but it did not come without cost. My understanding is his village was burnt down and many people he knew were slaughtered.
So he has a vendetta, I'm sure, against this orc chief.
More or less. He's the one who told me of this orc chief.
I'm assuming the reason for you bringing this up is that these orcs at Barley Row are not going to be leaderless, are they?
Not at all.
Well, I will ask the pressing question, Prelate. Why are you discussing this with me, of all people? Certainly you should be speaking to the commander, I would assume.
You have access to resources that I do not, to be truthful. And in truth, I do not believe Commander Osgood has the soldiers to spare. Especially once the guards started killing each other.
Well, this might have been true a year ago. But after this horrendous mistake on the border, they've been cut down to less than half. Sure, there are thousands of wolves, but they're all holding the front line. Those that are not are either in my personal retinue, which is less than 50, by the way. I've been generous to the causes of my nation. The rest are either leased out to lords who need bodyguards because they've sent their troops to the front, or to the merchants to keep our merchant ways safe. And on top of this, I have to pay for most of the state's actions. I don't know what it is you are seeking from me, Prelate. I would like to help, truly, but unless there is a way that I have not thought of.
My lord, I am seeking wagons to transport goods, food, perhaps even people from Valley Road should we have to evacuate the farmsteads. I am more than willing personally to go to Barley Road with my paladin to deal with the orcs. But what we need is a way out for the people there, should things take a turn for the worse.
Well, in order for me to give you wagons, I would have to get my hands on them first. Are you aware of a caravan that will be departing from Gradia soon?
I am. My understanding is a venture funded by Auditor Dost.
Well, the venture is funded by the capital, which is directed by the auditor, which is funded by individuals such as myself. There are other things coming with that convoy that I'm sure the people being sent with it are unaware of, something that should not be spoken of. A matter of state security. I'm sure you understand that.
Of course,
Even
my lord.
so, if this wagons could make it back in one place and one piece to the capital, you would have what you needed. At least 3 or 4. Large wagons as well. You'd be able to mobilize and grab all the supplies that you can. Unfortunately, the people will have to be on foot, but more people at the capital, Prelate, will not help those who are starving here. As much as it pains me to say it, I truly believe that we would have to put an emphasis on the supply.
I understand, my lord.
Do not mistake my words for a callous man. I've no wish to see people who are innocent be slaughtered, least of all by beasts that are orcs. But I do not see another way, Prelate. We just do not have the manpower, nor do we have the security and backing of the state. Their eyes are east. They're dealing with the war. And now that Lord Godfrey and his men have gone back west, we are terribly short on manpower.
What if, pray tell, my lord, you would be willing to finance freelancers? Not so much your Iron Wolves, but those who have worked with your mercenaries before. I am aware of some within the city who have experience dealing with orcs.
Am I able to level with you, Prelate, in a way that is maybe a little less... How should I put it?
Of course. Speak freely.
Less kindly and more matter-of-fact to the point. We are in the middle of a war. Not just any war, we are against the Theosian Empire, who has better arms, armor, equipment, and a much larger army than we do. In order to survive, to sustain, one must be able to finance a defense. So far, my coffers have been steadily running lower and lower and lower, backing the throne with its ostentatious decision-making. And while I would not mind paying civilians for their defense contracting, to put it very neutrally, if they have no idea what they are doing, if they are not able to actually do something, it would be a waste of coin.
If I might
There's
say,
no
my
point in me paying silver to farmers, giving them pitchforks, and telling them to go repel the Empire. That is the gist of what I'm saying.
I quite understand, my lord. Then allow me, if I may, to make inquiries with those within the city. Find out those who have experience dealing with orcs, those who have been part of other mercenary companies, and see if they are willing to participate.
I was approached by a brewmaster, and what was the other one? The owner of the tavern, of all people, came to me asking about
Christos
trying
and
to...
Jack.
Yes, those two had come forward to try and organize something for Bollyroll itself. I am not against it, but again, funding it is the problem. I don't know if you're aware, Prelate, but my coffers are the ones that pay in the entirety of the Royal Guard. A lot of my money disappears as soon as it arrives. That being
I was
said,
not aware of that.
it is not exactly something that I advertise. But I need you to understand I'm not trying to snake away from what it is you are saying. The duress that my coffers are under, well, there is hardly a net positive. With all the contracts the Wolves have, I am merely prolonging the inevitable, is the best way that I can put it.
I understand, my lord.
However, you are onto something. Obviously, the nobility is very stubborn. They will not act until everything is upon us, and by then it is entirely too late. I do know this. Lion Hall is still in our control. The castle has not
Yes,
fallen. The east is not fully
I've heard
conquered.
this as well.
I'm sure. But what you may not have heard is that recently an army arrived at Ambershire. No,
Whose
I
army,
assumed
pray
not.
tell?
Lord Godfrey's son.
Young
Around
Lord Landon.
800 men. He arrived, 700 men. Now, if you recall, the armies had left the capital, calling shame to the king's name, calling him a traitor and such. Lord Godfrey, in all his wisdom, made a show of it and marched west. But his son marched south and looped back up around the north of the capital and is now staged at Ambershire. If we could repel the invaders from Oakenbrook, I have a feeling. At the same time, as soon as we have directed the Empire's eyes to the Oakenbrook, I believe the young son of Godfrey may make a push for Lionhall, and they will not be ready. Of course, and if anybody in this room says anything about it or gossips about it, they are going to die and fail. So do not tell your best friend, and do not confide in anyone else. The reason why I tell you this, however, is if we could find a way to secure Ballyroe, many of the people that are there could be guarded by my wolves. I would be able to pull back from Oakenbrook, allow whatever militia forces that we bring in from either the west or one of the houses, God help us, maybe one of them would be willing to assist. I could make sure that the production lines are protected, both Lullin, if we get it back from the Empire, and Ballyroe. But we would need at least one of the western houses to take over the front line. My mercenaries just cannot. I am spread too thin.
A thought does occur, my lord. Are you familiar with Lady Loretta Hartford?
Yes, she's quite a looker. She came with me a few weeks ago, I think, back into the Kingswood. Wanted to, did she say? Inspect the death circle, or whatever it was back then that had everyone spooked.
Ah, yes. Yes, she sought you out at my suggestion. For whatever reason, both her and the former head scribe had the impression that I was able to get them into the King's Wood. I am not a lord.
Well, some of us are cursed with that title. It does me no good, trust me.
Oh, my voice.
All it means is I pay more and get yelled at more by the court. But still, if you have any ideas on how to free Ballyroe, I would be willing to listen. Because once Ballyroe is free, I would be able to take over protecting it, which would take the strain off of the remaining military. But I do not have the manpower to hold the front line, not anymore. Oakenbrook must be saved for Ballyroe to be resolved.
There are two western houses who may be amenable to helping. House Hartford, that is, if Lady Loretta is able to somehow convince her father to release some of the troop that they have. And there is also Lord Mildenhall. I've recently learned that a dear old friend of his resides within the city and has his ear rather closely.
As forthright as that sounds, I cannot help but lament for the young Lord Mildenhall. I would not even call his house a house anymore. He is by himself, his father murdered, most likely by Swale, right that he is. Even so, his own bannermen do not even respect him. I would say he was more a prisoner in his own house than anything else.
Well then, allow me, if I may, my lord, to investigate the matter. And should any fruit arise from the western houses, I'll be sure to inform you personally.
By all means. I only wish to see the conflict come to an end in Arlen's favor. So if you have anything that you are able to share, please. And if I hear anything that I think could serve you well, so be it. Another thing that I may be able to do.
I have recently been granted authority over the paladins here in Edwick. Traditionally, a power granted to the bishop. As I'm sure you're aware, Bishop Brunner was brutally slaughtered by Imperials.
I had heard. I am sorry. He was a good man. Bishop Brunner, even though he did not drink, he would still come and visit me from time to time. Mostly to ask for alms for the poor, but I enjoyed his presence nonetheless. He was a good man with his heart in the right place. You have my
He was
condolences.
also much better at negotiating the political standpoint of the lords than I. I must confess I'm rather new to dealing with lords personally.
Always assume they're liars and snakes, and want to see you dead if you disagree with them. Follow those guidelines and you'll be fine.
Oh, be assured, my lord, I haven't lived as long as I have by trusting people with ease.
Fair enough. Very smart. Usually it takes people many
anyway.
mistakes to realize who then they can and cannot trust, and even then...
It may be possible
Well-
for me to send a small contingent of paladins to Oakenbrook to reinforce your Iron Wolves. I want to see an end to this war as much as anyone else.
I have said this at the court several times, and I will say it to you as well. The only way that what is happening at Oakenbrook will end is if Oakenbrook is taken and we push past Oakenbrook. If we just settle for taking Oakenbrook and stay there, we will continue to be lost in our war of attrition. Think of it this way. Let us assume of a world that is in our favor, where, if you picture a map, we move forward, we take Oakenbrook. We move north, move forward, and we take Ambershire, right? Then we push past it to Lionhall and to Dunstead. Now the Empire and their invasion forces are in Badaria, and they are stuck within Badaria. They are surrounded. It won't matter how little our numbers are if we can attack them from all sides and keep up a guerrilla war. It is entirely possible. But if we do it too slowly, the Empire has far more men than we could ever muster. It still blows my mind how many people in court think that this is the entirety of their army here. I've told them that this is merely the vanguard. I have seen the Empire when I used to visit both Leodor and Gewin and Astagan in terms of making profit. Their legions are almost immeasurable. They are either biding their time or they are busy elsewhere. I do not know. But regardless, if we do not move with speed, all will be lost. That I know.
I understand completely then.
Hmm.
I will reach out to the Western Houses, sit down with Lady Hartford, see if anything can be gleaned from House Hartford, or see if something can be done to assist Lord Wildenhall. If they are amenable, I'm sure they will send their armies east to help relieve your Iron Wolves.
Well, I do wish you luck with that endeavor. Politics has never been something that I enjoy, which is ironic, considering my station. But then again, I've never been liked much by the Aralandi lordships.
I've become a recent face to politics here in Ireland, and I am very quickly developing a dislike for it.
You and me both, Prelate. There is not enough alcohol in the world for me to settle my nerves much these days. I much prefer calm seas and wind in the sail. But we are where we are, and the Empire must be halted where they stand. Is there anything else that you would like to talk to me about before I depart?
No, that is all, my lord. I thank you for your time.
It is my pleasure, Prelate. It does not escape me how much work both the Church and the Order of the Blue Flame do for us.
We
May
are doing
Thrax
what we
guide
can.
you, and thank you for your kindness to these people who need it so poorly and so much.
May Mithrax illuminate your path, my lord, and keep you safe.
Hopefully he does, because half the time I am lost. So, I wish you all a good day. Paladins, acolytes, Kolskegger, I believe, yeah?
Correct, sir.
Koskega is a recent addition to
abbot
the order.
himself.
Koskega was recently anointed as an acolyte into our order.
Ha!
He certainly earned his position.
I've seen more and more of your acolytes returning to Adwick. I assume a call was put out to pull them from different corners of Ireland.
I sent a missive to Fairhollow some days ago, and it seems it has only just started to bear fruit.
Well, word will travel slowly, especially in a country at war, but I suppose we will find out. Either way, I must return to work. I'm dreadfully sorry to cut this short. And plus, I'm starting to sober up, and that just does not sit well with me. So, prelates.
I wouldn't know, my lord. I'm not one for drink.
Don't. It fools your senses.
I know
Take
the feeling
care.
all too well. May
I'm
Mithrax
sure
be
you
with
do,
you.
Abbot. And you as well. Though I'm sure you'll get a pass. I know the healing that you do. May Thrax guide you.
Rather interesting. At Warforged, Tiny was among his retinue.
Oh,
Yes,
so I
and what
joined the
was
Iron Wolves.
And who was that blue
Triton.
A Triton?
I'm
I don't
not.
think I've ever heard of such.
I think her name is Raylan. She's not part of the Iron Wolves.
That is Raylan. Freelancing mercenary. I believe she operates as a jeweler within the city.
I see.
Hopefully she won't spill the words she heard.
It was sitting in the corner there.
Well, we have a lot of
I looked around.
avenues to trot on down. I think personally I would like to assist in speaking to this Mildenhall lad.
But we understand.
That shouldn't be too difficult. It's Christos.
Well, you couldn't really leave.
Christos is an old friend of
Is
Lord
it?
Mildenhall.
It's understandable.
Apparently they grew up together in Fairhollow.
It's just safe.
I'll just speak to him then.
You are safe here.
A young lad like that needs some raising up. He needs to be shipped up to a better standard if he's to live up to his
Certainly.
father.
I wasn't aware
With
his
his
father
help.
had been murdered.
Do you normally feel in danger?
Oh, they can leave
If
some
it's-
scars on a lad.
All the
And
fucking
if it
time.
is indeed Lord Swear
Every
behind
single
it,
day of my
then I'm
life
not
it is
surprised.
Knocks
again. Knock, knock, knock.
Guards out there, the people of the town,
It's not locked.
are always out to get me, one way or another. It's
The door is open.
I wish to deliver a message to the prelate. Oh, is it? Sorry.
Oh, my arms! Ah! They're doing that. So,
No, that wasn't really that painful.
for me, it was. My arms were in my back.
Oh, well, imagine doing that for,
Oh,
I would say, hour to 2 hours.
oh, I'm so
Great.
sorry for you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Royal Guard shit.
I broke shit.
Oh. Well, you
Is
break.
anybody else having the issue that the ambient system doesn't change when you go into different areas?
Well,
Not
currently
noticed.
mine is currently the church ambience.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I opened the log and there's like an error in there saying that like the array index is out of bounds, and I'm like, what the fuck? Which array index is out of bounds?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't right when I respawned. Hmm. Oops. Oh well. Good
Fucking
thing at least you
legs.
caught it as well.
Yeah, I'm redoing it right now while re-uploading the map. So hopefully I can. Hopefully this fixes it. And if it doesn't, then I gotta redo something because.
Okay.
Or just
Oh boy.
remove something from the code. It's not
Quick
that big of a
question:
deal. It's
Is
just
there a way to
re-uploading the map.
despawn this? I came across this when I was wandering
Yes,
around.
box.
Yeah, there's a box in the other room behind you.
To the left. To the left.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh. Hey, maybe I can get my stream camera up now.
All right. There
And
we
not
go.
have to
Now it's all
rush.
Oh, my headset's too tight. My head.
Oh god. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
It's just re-uploading the map because it's fucking broken.
Oh, what?
I am so happy they made the colors anime toggle. I didn't turn this off.
I don't know it. There we go. Go. Why is that breaking? Why? Just why? Why is my VR camera breaking today? I give up. This is just ridiculous. I give up. I don't know why it's breaking. Okay. I just don't know why it's doing that for me today. Dobby, thank you for the bits again. You're crazy. Welcome back. It's nice to have you. I won't be responding to chat as much because I'm going to be, you know, in the flow of VR chat. This is much more serious RP. So, yeah. All right, let's go. All right.
Guardsman, you have to give it a shot.
Should be able to let the captain know that Cade Shulbrook is here to speak with him and it's urgent.
If he can fix it up, I'll be more than willing to use it.
I suppose that I could step back in
We'll see
again.
what we can do. Whether or not you want us to leave it at your place until Marcus. Oh, there's Marcus right now.
Speak of the devil, he shall appear. Hello.
Hello.
See the same damn
You always had sideburns?
Screw them out. As we can.
Are you free to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. Will you be back?
No.
Ugh.
Should I tell Ithuriel?
The answer is no.
Morning to you.
He can track you.
Good morning, Private. How goes you this morning?
Oh, pretty chaotic to be honest. Just walking the walls, as you know.
What did you need from me?
Aye.
How about you, Corporal?
No, alright. Had a morning patrol and happened to run into a crowd outside the tavern. Another poor soul died of starvation. By the time we got there, the captain was taking care of it.
Bloody shame.
They need people who
massacre.
can do medical work.
That's all he wrote, actually.
And they need people who
Prepare the horses for
know
massacre.
how to use a bow.
I don't really know what that means, but
I'm not the best at
I
either.
suppose it has something to do with
enough
war.
that I could be of some help. And
Thanks again for the bits, Dobby. You're amazing.
We'll be prepared for war.
Madam?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. For a moment.
Ugh.
Scaring the piss out of me over here.
Well,
Since Scout is going to be there too.
I can provide a bow.
Maybe.
If there is a problem,
Then we can get you.
I cannot provide arrows.
Oh, that's again. No,
And Ithuriel has none to sell.
Traveling halfway across Adwick,
Is-
being attacked by orcs to fair
So you will need to find some. Or solicit some, or have some provided.
okay, that's working.
But the
The
bow
carriage is always open for use if you ever need it.
Hold on.
Maybe I could speak with the caravan. The poor prisoners. I know, Aldo was speaking with people. Maybe I
I can
could
get
talk to
this
Scary Doors.
Oh, did you get my supplies? I left them in your
I did.
church.
I'm sure the
I
magic
did,
talent
Mr.
would
Lee.
be appreciated.
Good morning, Scribe Ackerman.
If I can get it to play. There we go. I'm not able to do this at the start of the session because it is lagging too much and my system can't handle it. But once a few people leave, then I can. Everything adjusts.
I will return it
Ugh.
I promise. I shall.
Ugh.
I don't intend to keep you waiting for.
Well, besides that, anything interesting pop in the morning?
I'll meet you.
You always see something strange happen, I find.
I mean, the day is still too young.
I know you're not happy that
Oh,
Not too much has happened. other
Corporal,
than
you should
picking up
watch it.
everyone's taxes.
Never know.
Seeing what Rascal has done
Oh.
on our trip.
I'm much better than that halfway that flies through your hair.
Last time someone said that to me, I got a horse right in my chest. I don't believe him too much.
I believe I was run over by a horse a couple nights ago.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Still feel it. Hello there, Miss Maya.
I must say,
Oh,
do you believe I've had the first
oh,
night?
that's my piece.
There was a good chance.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
I don't see Sean at some point one way or other. Until it's too
You as
late.
well? Thank you.
Don't be eager to be worried. Oh. Alright, thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a good day.
Oh,
Have a
Be
good
safe.
one. Be safe out there.
thanks, thank you. I'm like, oh, hi Genevieve. Oh,
Ugh.
that's all.
Ugh. I need 2 volunteers for a module. 2 volunteers.
I think we're going to go on a patrol. I'll be back.
Has to do with the adventurers coming to town. Church, come to NPC spawn. One more.
Sorry, madam.
Solace, come to NPC spawn.
I have not, madam. Try taking a walk around. Maybe he'll pop up.
I seen him earlier this morning.
Tish, you are needed at the well.
On my way.
Adventure?
Adventure?
So,
Adventure awaits! So, listen up.
Yes.
Okay. Clock, you're the one that the item is on. Okay?
Got it.
Alright? Without me saying anything or spoiling my story. So, if you don't know what we're doing, look at episode planning real fast. It has to do with the adventurers coming to town after dealing with bandits and orcs on the road. This happened...
I don't have access to episode planning.
We can fill you
Take
in
him
on
into the other room and brief him.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Whatever works.
Oh, there's 5 of
Long,
us now.
long story short, you guys were on roads south, the south roads by Deercliff. So if you left the capital, went to Deercliff, and kept going, it was on that stretch of road. Long story short, you had killed some bandits and orcs, and you saw a large battlefield that looked like Imperials were there and some shit, and you guys looted some corpses and sold it, and that's how you make your money. You're gonna be there's gonna be an item of interest that will be spotted by somebody, and so on and so forth, and will go the way it goes.
Alright.
You guys aren't bad people. You're just making ends meet. You got some simple, rusty weapons, and you have helped Erlandi armies. You have killed orcs, you have killed Imperials. You're all like fucking militia level, so you've only done it supporting actual forces. What you guys mostly do is loot battlefields and sell it to move from place to place and stay alive.
Yeah, understood.
So if you get confronted about this item, you'll be very defensive, like this is yours, you fucking took it from corpses, slip up what you say. Say you took it from a corpse, or you took it from next to a corpse. Just make it very shifty. Alright? So you guys will be very defensive. You're here to get drinks, you're going to buy supplies at the marketplace, or ask around for the butcher who's not here. Just, make your presence known, then go to the tavern, get some drinks, and as this resolves itself, whether for good or for ill, you guys will eventually leave. You'll be indignant about losing the item.
Understood.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so Clock is the leader. You guys can have whatever names that you want. These are probably going to be one-offs, so you don't have to work too hard with them. You're from all over Ireland, you're natives, you're just poor people trying to make shit work. So, adventurers, come over here. You will be coming from
I don't know what's going on.
the direction of Deercliff. So
All right.
just make your way. As soon as you get in there, you're good to go.
Boys, let's go put that coin to good use.
That'd be nice.
Well, yeah, sounds good to me.
I'd get for a good drink.
I'm gonna skip
Adventurer
guys.
NPCs
Sorry,
move
I'm
to
gonna-
NPC 3.